Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Your Shop. Today, we're excited to be featuring Aydah. She's a player who's been around for a long time, almost since the beginning, like myself. And so I'm excited to have some good conversation with her today. So you should be able to hear her now.
Hi guys.
There we go. So if you want to show us your shop and all that kind of stuff, and we'll get into it.
Well, I know I'm level 65. Actually, by that time, players have their whole shop expanded, and I don't. Well, recently I felt a bit stuck because I'm only just getting into the whole diamond game, and my current layout is area here, which I call my boutique area, and I keep all my nines there, and what I do is I just sell my whatever T1 to T8 in a normal shop. I currently discount everything up to 15, oh no, 150k, and then I surcharge mainly just 9 or anything above 200k.
So you have this really unique layout. So you have that one piece of furniture, like that rail, and you can just rotate it and close off that part of your shop, and no one can access those items.
I just realized that before I did this, before I had everything out on the shelves and accessible to everyone, I always had customers choosing the items that I wanted to surcharge. So I kept
Mm-hmm.
having to sort of adjust other items which cost me energy or send the people away, and it really annoyed me. And
Yeah.
so I did a separate area, and so I just have a constant flow of customers who buy stuff, and I can either charge a price or discount, and so that it just makes it sort of smoother for me to play.
Mm-hmm.
The aim is to get to where you are, and so that boutique layout isn't really something I want to continue forever.
Yeah, it's
And then
temporary for now, but it's cool. It works for
yeah,
you. It's cool. I haven't seen anyone at this point with that type of layout, like the way that you have
yeah,
it. Like I've heard of people doing it and stuff, or like closing off part of it, or just having a closed concept shop. But I haven't seen someone who actually like physically lays out their shop to limit customers when they want them to. Like I think that's a really cool idea. How is your like crafting and mastering and stuff like that? Like what are you working on, or like what's your crafting rotation like?
so in my bookmarks I have like either items that I need to craft something else, for example, so the Rex bow. But yeah, the rest of the items that I have bookmarked are things that I want to get past the value increase. I also have the luxurious items that I haven't mastered yet
Okay,
here.
yeah, I see.
Um, that's it. So I just rotate between items that I want to get to value increase. And my plan is once all the items are beyond value, then I start mastering all those T8, T9 items.
Cool.
So yeah, and with the rotation, if um, I get stuck at all, I always look at my like spirits
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make it so much
or
easier.
elements. You small talk once, and then you can surcharge that item, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's only that way simply because I've mastered everything, and then I just figured out, okay, what are the items that I can sell for 10% less energy, and I just stick with them. So it's
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
got to the point that that's what my gameplay looks like. But if I would have been making videos months ago, it would have looked very different than that, where I was still mastering
Mm,
items, still figuring things out, and selling like anything and everything. So it would have been a lot more random. Have you started ascending things yet? Like to the point that you've decided these are the four different lines that I want to stick with?
I fully ascended the sword, somewhat fully the dagger,
Yeah.
and then just wanted to make sure that I'm above
Oh,
15.
nice.
And now I'm just, whenever I get shots, I just make sure that all my items are at 15 stars, especially with the luxurious items. It makes such a
Yeah,
huge
it's a
difference
huge
to,
difference.
yeah,
That's funny. I've
yeah.
been thinking about doing the same thing, but I've been trying to save shards for tier 10 for when it comes out. But I think once I
Oh,
choose which 4 items I'm going to be using for tier 10, like once it comes out, then I'm going to dump all of my shards and try to get as many lines to 15 as I can as well. Because it's going to make a
yeah,
huge difference with selling and give me more options for which items I'm going to be choosing as well.
yeah.
Where's your furniture upgrades at right now?
They're all at 11.
Okay, nice.
Apart from, I have these two little ones here. These are at 5 because if I
Oh,
get
yeah.
them to 6, then I don't know where to put this stuff anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, you're kind of
so
running out of room. Yeah, so when you get to end game, basically you're only going to need 3 of the tier 1 bins that are at least like level 14 or so. And then you
mm,
need 2 of each tier 2 bin at like only level 13. All I have is level 13 and that's fine. And then I have 3 of each tier 3 resource just because for me that's the bottleneck. Like that's what gets used faster than anything else. So I just have 3 of each because then I can craft for 3 hours straight without running out. You don't need that much, but it just makes it so you can craft more consistently. So like as you're clearing out your bins, then you're able to add more mannequins or racks or tables or whatever you want to do to get your energy up. Like are you using all of your energy all the time when you're playing and speeding up crafts with energy?
I sometimes use the energy to just surcharge, or for example, if I have a task that asks me to sell a certain item, then I would sort of spend the energy to get that item out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But I also do use energy to speed up crafting.
Do you ever rush upgrades with gems? Like spend the gold for it and then upgrade and then rush it with gems?
No,
No.
I patiently wait, however long it takes.
Yeah, I did the same
Yeah.
thing until everything was level 11 and then I rushed pretty much everything with gems after that.
You said in a video you make like 5,000 gems in no time.
Well, but the problem
So
with
I'm not
that is that
quite
it costed me like that one costed me like 1.5 billion gold. So I mean that's gonna take weeks to get that much back. So really, it's not like oh he just made 5,000 gems like poof out of
there.
nowhere. Like it takes a lot to actually get the gold to be able to do that quickly, and then otherwise it's gonna take a lot more time to get cheaper gems or whatever. Like it's not quite as easy as I make it look a lot of the time. Let's take a look at your heroes. What are they looking like?
I actually spent a lot of my gems at the beginning on
Dang.
re-rolling skills and enchanting items and stuff.
Man, your heroes are way better than mine.
Yeah, but like, yeah, but I spent money on
Yeah,
like
yeah, I get
real
it.
life money. So
So your max level
yeah.
is 31 right now, and most of your heroes are there. What's your guild looking like? Like, how long have you been in your guild, and what's progress like there?
So I started my own guild. I think it was about now 5 or 6 weeks ago,
Okay, cool.
and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool guild. And yeah, we were active and we have like our Discord and yeah, we're really it's I'm very happy about it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
What would you say is like your biggest bottleneck in game right now, other than gems?
And I just feel like I'm stuck until I have this expansion. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll change a
Yeah.
lot when you get that for sure.
That I want gems for that and I want gems to unlock my market.
Okay, yeah.
So I have a ton of high quality items.
Wow. Yep.
And yeah,
With all
and
different
yes,
enchants on everything.
so I sell all superior items in my shop.
Hmm.
Yeah, like what do you do with epic and flawless? Do you sell them on an item on the market? Do you sell them in your shop? Like, what do you do?
That's a good question. I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday, I think. So that may come up before this, but I'll just explain it now, anyways. So
Mhm.
that's actually changed over time because when Tier 9 first came out and I was crafting them, basically even superior items like the green items you were able to sell for like 5 times their base value just because there wasn't like everyone was looking for Tier 9 items, right? But now that Tier
Mhm.
9's been out for months and there's so many of the items, like everyone crafts them, everybody's at that level, they're not going to sell for the amount that they used to. It's just the reality of it, right? Like it's just not going to happen. And so reality is 3 out of the 4 of the crafts that I use every day, because I'm free to play as well, I don't have the pack items, which are normally the best in slot. 3 out of 4 of them,
Mhm.
I'll even sell the epic ones in my shop because I know that even from the market, I'm not going to get more than double the value of that item because there's just not a
Mhm.
demand for it. And the legendaries even might only be worth like 50 or 80 gems. Even if I were to get like an extra couple hundred K, the tax is going to take care of that pretty quick from the market. And even if there's a bit extra, I don't even care to have my market flooded with all of these random superior items that I'm not going to get a whole lot else out of. So, in my mind, the only things that are worth selling and market and taking time to sell is going to be best in slot items that are probably flawless or higher, or like legendary items, or like anything, basically anything that you're able to get a decent amount more than what double base value is, and everything else I'll just sell in my shop.
And the
Mm-hmm.
best in slot, like the only pack that I ever got, only one that I have. So are you saying that I just made a ton of those and sold them on the market instead of my shop? I would get diamonds for it?
Well, not unless you get flawless or better. Yeah, so the
Oh,
legendary is 420 and then 70. Yeah, so if you're crafting normals or
superior.
yeah, you're not going to get a ton from those. But if you're crafting more rare ones, then that one is still best in slot for a couple different classes, so it's going to sell for quite a few more. And especially because it is
Oh,
a pack item, generally pack items are going to have something special to them where this ring
yeah.
normally might have only attack or something, but this one has attack
Mhm.
and health on it. So it just
Mhm.
gives like an additional stat, which is always going to be something that people are going to pay extra for.
One thing that really annoyed me when I started this whole boutique thing is that my T9 items kept being restocked in my normal shop.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I did when you go to the items in the crafting menu and you click on the T9, you can change the
Mm-hmm.
item from rack to storage. I have all my T9s on storage so that I manually have to
Oh, put
um,
them out.
restock.
Yeah, I
Like,
do the same thing, but in a different way where I actually have all of my items that I craft locked because if I'm
mhm,
selling anything that's tier 9, I'm always enchanting it, whether tier 7 for
yeah,
profit or tier 9 for net worth. So it helps for me
mhm,
too because then all my racks that are at the back or that I don't want full of those types of items, they don't auto populate because I
mhm,
have to enchant
mhm.
them and then I can put them where I want them to go. But this is basically that same thing, just without the enchant
Yeah.
dynamic. Another thing that you can do with your shop layout is that once you have, like, let's say you get rid of like 8 of your bins eventually, and let's say you get another
Mhm,
shop expand for 4,000 gems or whatever, essentially you'd have 16 more racks out. At
mhm.
that point, your storage is going to be way bigger too because all of those 16 extra are going to add to your storage capacity. So you can probably get rid
Yeah,
of like your 2 lowest chests, like your 2 lowest level
yeah,
chests, and have probably still more storage, which will allow you even more space to have a couple of more. So, I mean, once things start upgrading and you get another expansion, I think things will really open up for you in the game. You'll be able to sell things a lot faster and make more money and stuff. So, I mean, as things upgrade and whatever, hopefully you can figure out some ways to make some more gems, and then I think play will
yeah.
really speed up for you a lot.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for that. I
But you're
really
right.
can't.
I think the grind is enjoyable. Like if you were just to spend $100 on that right now and just spend 4,000 of the gems on an expand and then the rest of them on just rushing things, rushing all your upgrades, and all of a sudden what would normally take you weeks of progression is done in a day just because you put some money on your credit card. I feel like that's not even as enjoyable as just like playing the game and
Yeah,
enjoying it and grinding it and earning it yourself. Like, I don't know,
yeah.
maybe that's part of the reason why I like free to play, is just because I know that I didn't just force it to happen or just pay for it to save
Hmm.
myself some time. I don't know. There's something special about it.
No, I completely agree. Like, I don't know, since I started watching your videos, I'm like, damn, why did I pay for things? This is crazy.
That's the thing too,
But
like
I
even
have
with me
to say though,
streaming, because people are like, people donated to me enough money to get the membership and they said you should do it, but then part of me was like, I actually don't want to, because I enjoy the element of being able to say, yeah, I've never paid for anything and I
yeah.
have got to where I am, and it's just now kind of become part of like my brand in a way, I guess, or just part of like what I bring to the table, and just ditching that because somebody gave me $10 kind of just feels wrong in a way. But it's cool because I feel like you have these really unique insights in the game, or just things that you've optimized or noticed, okay, this isn't good, this isn't efficient, or this is how I can do this better. And it's just really cool to see. Like, I feel like you've got some things figured out that people who are um, far ahead of you, or that I've done this same series with, just haven't quite got there yet. So it's cool to see. That's awesome. Well, I think that'll pretty much be it for us for this one. I need to go to bed. It's rather late.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
thanks
yeah.
so much for hanging out. It's been so good. Good to meet you.
No, thank you. Good
Yeah.
to meet you too.
Any final thoughts or
And
anything?
keep up the good work. I love your videos. My whole guild watches your videos. It's really cool.
That's
Well
so
done,
good.
like
Well,
seriously.
and for you too, like, it's so awesome that you kind of built that guild from the ground up and you guys are enjoying it so much and working together and stuff. That's so cool. So keep that up
Yeah,
too. It's awesome to see.
thanks.
Sweet. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for watching as always. And if you are interested in being part of one of these episodes in the future, please feel free to reach out on Discord. And otherwise, I'll talk to you guys soon. So peace out.